All right. Hi, everybody. We're back, the two Virgos. Today is July 7th, 2020. It is 6 p.m. We are the two Virgos, and you're watching us on the two Virgos channel. um, and it's about 150 degrees out where we are, so we hope wherever you are, you're nice and cool. It's kind of hot and sticky here. Oh, and I got a sticker today because I had tooth extracted, so I'm going to be talking a little bit funny because I have a mouthful of gauze, so I look like a chipmunk, but I got a sticker out of it. I think it's
It's a
frozen.
good patient.
They weren't even going to
What is
offer it to me. I had to ask.
it's usually a thing for the kids that go that that do good.
Oh, my
You know
goodness.
what?
Okay. Well, I just got a message from StreamYard saying that they're not connected to Facebook anymore.
So what does that mean?
I don't know. It means that we're not connected to Facebook. It's showing that we're live, but I connected
Really
it to
live?
my YouTube channel, so it's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So, and I
But
am
on
using
Facebook?
Google Chrome. So, I guess what we're going to do is we're just going to keep talking and we're going to make a video on YouTube, and then I'm going to take the link and I'm going to put it over on Facebook
There you
rather
go.
than go through the whole thing and try to fix it now. I don't know. I'm going to have to get a hold of them because I just paid for it.
Well, I don't think Facebook's compatible.
Well, it used to be compatible. That's why we've been making videos every week.
But even when we were doing even when I was paying for it, we couldn't see comments and stuff. Remember?
Oh,
Facebook
right.
users unless they release their names and stuff. So it's like always been kind of a
Yeah, that's only because I think it has something to do with Google Chrome.
Hmm.
So,
maybe.
but
I
yes,
don't know. I don't know anything about it.
I'm just gonna have to get a hold of StreamYard and figure out what's going on because they're gonna have to walk me through it because I did everything that they instructed me to when I talked to them earlier today.
Yeah.
So, hi everybody on YouTube.
Hi.
Yeah. So I haven't made a YouTube video in a really long time other than today. I did a little testing. That was it. So
Yeah, I haven't done anything in a while on YouTube. I did for what I was posting the digitals that I have in my Etsy, and we were just telling I was going to do a tutorial for the book and bring the brake line through and couldn't get to the book, so yada yada yada. So I haven't really done anything on there.
As life goes on, but I'm happy to be doing something on YouTube again because I like, my channel getting some views and hopefully people will be alerted that, I'm doing something. So they'll come on there and watch us. But either way, I can always edit it and talk about the animal healer and the animal communicator, Lynn. Her name is Lynn Brunetto, and I keep wanting to call her Lynette Bruno. It's not even her name. I just keep wanting to say that.
No, I did that with, what was it? I called her Pearl. What was her name? Doris and Ann, but I always called her Pearl. I don't know why. She was Pearl to me. It was the minute.
What was her name?
Doris.
Doris?
Yeah. So where did Pearl come from? But that was who she was forever.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, because I don't know why. I don't know, maybe she was a Pearl in another life. Maybe I knew her in another life, and that was her name then, and my brain was just stuck on that. That's Pearl. I don't know what she's named now, but her name was Pearl.
Yeah.
Something cool.
That's
like
so
that.
Funny.
It really is. Poor woman.
So I think you're gonna like hearing from Lynn. She's very, very nice, and she has this connection with animals. I'm just plugging in my laptop. I did notice when I watch these videos back that I spend a lot of time looking at like my notes and stuff here because I always keep a notebook next to my laptop. And and I spend a lot of time looking at my notes and like scribbling and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to look at the camera today and be a little bit more focused. So, but yeah, Lynn is an animal healer, and she speaks with animals. She has like a psychic connection with animals, and she gets messages from animal spirits. And we've been in places where we were at an event not long ago. There were people coming in like very threatening with us, and she called in like her spirit buffaloes, and they came in and surrounded us where we were, and the people left us alone that were there because they wanted to come in because we were doing a psychic event. So the people came in and were telling us that we were going to go to hell, and they got very aggressive, as sometimes they do, but they got very aggressive, and even as far as like laying hands on people, and they wanted to pray over us, and yeah. So
wow,
I appreciate the sentiment. That was awesome that they wanted to save us and whatnot, but
you don't need to be saved. You're fine.
Yeah, just
ask me.
Yeah,
like we said earlier, not all that wonder are lost.
It's true. That's my favorite T-shirt. It's got like horns on it from Vikings, and that's what it says. Not all who wonder are lost.
Not the people that probably know it and want to learn other things. It's so limiting.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody limits themselves, and why do you put yourself in this little shell of nonsense when you can just expand yourself and explore the things that were put here for us to explore. They were given to us. Here you go. I mean, life would be so boring. Life is boring when you don't embrace those things. Life is boring when you just kind of sit there and be like, I need a miracle. So make your miracle, man.
Yeah.
I gave you all the tools. Make it. Embrace it.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, so I'll explain the reason that Lynn isn't with us yet is because Beck and I just wanted a couple minutes just to chat amongst ourselves and, get everything in order, find out that I'm not even live on Facebook, that kind of stuff. And so I told her to hit the link and call in at 6:10 or 6:15, somewhere around there. So in just a couple minutes, she'll be joining us. In the meantime, looks like I'm going to have to make a service call to StreamYard and figure out why this isn't attached anymore. It doesn't make any sense. And the thing is, if I take it off and put it back on, then all the videos that we've done up until now are going to be lost. And we got to start over from square one. And I'd rather not do that because I like our videos. I think they're fun. I like looking back and watching them, especially, the women in history. I think that's really fun. And the St. Patrick's Day one, I think that's really super fun. And then also,
I thought our cooking one was fun. I thought the cooking one was fun. It was fun to kind of want to do that again, just maybe more streamlined, and probably be easier for each other, our own houses too. But we can definitely do another because there's people out there that are adventurous or afraid to take a risk, and maybe we can. Because I just wing shit all the time. Like it's just I want to. Oh, I have dill in the cupboard. I got to make something that has dill in it. Well, you put dill with that. I don't know. We'll find out though.
I know. I was gonna buy you this really cool wooden spoon for Christmas.
I love wooden spoons.
I noticed I was in your kitchen the other day and I said, oh, she's already got 35 wooden spoons in this jar here. So I guess I don't need to get you a wooden spoon. But these ones are really nice, like flat, like it's real glossy feeling. And here I go. Losing my voice because I'm talking too much. And it's like angled. Are you saying yes because I'm losing my voice?
No, because you give me a nice cap.
Oh.
No, I did not. You were saying?
I was saying I was going to get you this wooden spoon that
You
is
still can do
angled.
that. Like, why would you not do that? That'd be like not getting me measuring spoons because I have like 10 sets. Like, I love that shit. I love wooden spoons. They're my favorite thing in the world for cooking. So I need what, 110? They're just spoons.
Would you use it though?
Yeah, I use all of them.
Why?
He just said, would she use it? No, I use believe it or not, most of my spoons and wooden utensils have certain purposes and I use for certain things. Like only certain spoons will I stir beans with, you know, or yeah. Well, I don't have that many that are identical. I do have some that are similar, you know, but they all serve a purpose. Like my one little thing does meat only, and you know, my other little thing that's like it but bigger does like onions, and you know.
Okay.
There, now the whole world
Well,
knows I'm weird. So there you go, weird.
this one is angled. So it looks like it would be a round spoon at the end, spoon shape, but it's angled. So when you put your spoon in the pan, the whole surface of the pan is going to get the spoon on it, not just a corner of the spoon like you would get in a normal or the round part of the wooden spoon. This one has a
Yeah,
flat edge on it, and I thought it was really cool.
yeah,
But then
it is.
when
Why
we were
wouldn't
there
you?
the 4th, I was like, oh my God, she's got 50 spoons already. Okay, maybe that's not a good idea.
I'm actually trying to phase out. I've been replacing them because some of them are like really, really old, and there's a couple of small ones that are too small to use. Although, do I like my one real small one for Jello? So, I mean, they all have a purpose. You know, I got one that's like this big and it's perfect for stirring in my Jello, and then I don't have to stain any other spoon or.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm trying to phase out. I love Pioneer Woman crap. You know that. Like, I love it. I love all of it. I would have a whole house. Well, you like it too. And I've been trying to gradually replace my um, spoons with her spoons or better ones because a lot of my spoons are older, thinner, worn out, you know. But I do have a couple of real big ones. But that's when I make sauce. See, those are for sauce. The other one's like making cheese for lasagna because it's so thick. So it's got a real big, but I don't want to be sauteing onions with that because then it sticks in the wood. So I have a
good point.
problem. But it's my logic, and that's what matters. So, but I am trying to kind of replace some of it. So, yeah, please, by all means, give me a wooden spoon. I love them. But I love my new Pioneer Woman ones, but I love everything she makes. So,
I do use wooden spoons. I just don't use them to cook with.
I know you
I
don't
have
like them
no, I don't
too
like them to
much.
cook with at all. I don't like the way they feel, but
Mm,
I use them when I make my plant water. When I mix Epsom salt and like the vitamins or whatever I'm putting in my plant water in a big jug, I use a wooden spoon for that. And it's a Pioneer Woman spoon, and I wrote on it plant spoon.
nice.
And it has a little butterfly because it's Pioneer Woman. So I keep the jug right on the kitchen cupboard, blah, 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 on the kitchen cupboard, and I put the spoon through the handles on the cabinet right above it, so I can just pull it out and stir, put it back. So, and then it drips back into the bucket. It's all very efficient.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah,
and then I use the spoon for the laundry
yeah.
when I
I have a
put the
stick for
laundry
my
in.
laundry. Yep. Mine's a big old pogo stick. Not a pogo stick, a
Croquet.
croquet. Yeah, it had a big
Yeah.
mallet on the end of it. I pulled it and screwed it the one day. I was like, 'cause I had a hot water load on Linwood. We're going way back. It's still the same stick, all the way from
Yeah.
Linwood Avenue. Brilliant. But I had to push it down. I don't put my hands in hot bleachy water. You know, who'd want to do that? So I just unscrewed that shit. It's been a stick ever since. Even his
Yeah.
parents loved it. You need a laundry stick. They're very important.
You know
They're very
what?
handy.
That would be something that you should do. You should patent that idea and make your own laundry sticks because your
You know, I've
husband can make the actual sticks and you can make pretty
thought about
designs
doing
on
that.
them. Just
Yeah,
no,
but
I've
you know,
never seen them anywhere else.
sticks. I just figured people sold them. I figured it was a thing. I just made mine because I'm too cheap to buy one. I mean, this stick is like, it's literally a croquet stick from, I've had it for 15 years. You know, I'll
Yeah.
probably have it till I'm dead. It's a very solid stick. It's not, and that's what's funny is it's not, because I sit it in my sink So it's constant exposure to moisture, and especially when I'm doing laundry, so I just throw it in there, and it kind of sits in the strainer, hangs out the corner, because I don't want to lose it. Then I don't want to set it on the floor because it touches my laundry. OCD. So I put it in the sink where water just cleans, constantly runs over it,
Yeah.
but it isn't splitting. It isn't doing any of that, which is remarkable. I'm like, what the hell they make these damn sticks out of? So yeah, I've thought about that though. It's funny you should say that. But I mean, what would eventually, like, it's hard to produce. Wood would have to be really hard wood, waterproof wood. You can't really put anything. Maybe linseed oil. I don't know.
What seed?
Linseed oil. I know they use that to seal wood, but I don't know if that's like safe for clothes, and I don't know if it would come out in the wash or if it would seep in the wood. I don't know enough about that. So what would I use to seal it? Because whatever shit was shellacked and painted. It was a pogo stick or whatever, croquet stick. So it had like colors on it. And I just started using it. Now it's just a stick, but it's still shaped like it.
And that's just some random. Like, where do you find a croquet stick? It's very random to find that.
Well, they had a set of them, because at some point in their lives they would play croquet or did play croquet, maybe. I don't know if they did. And there was like a whole set of them there, and I was like, damn it, I need a stick. It's like this long, so it's perfect for the laundry. And just unscrew because they screwed together. I was just loving it. And everybody was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. I'm like, I've been doing laundry for 5 minutes and I thought of this. You've been doing laundry for 40 years and it never occurred to you to make something to, but maybe they didn't, but I always like hot bleach, or bleach and hot water and detergent. I feel like that's harsh on hands.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't want to really stick my hand, and I had done it. I pushed the laundry down, but it wasn't mixing it because I like to mix my bleach and my soap together. I like to fill it up a little bit, and then I put in like the things that I might want to soak, but then I mix it all together like a soup so that everything's nice and evenly blended. There's not going to be splatchy bleach spots. I'm really weird, apparently. And then I'll put the stuff in that I want to soak while it fills up in the hot water. So it has all that time to soak, and then I fill it. It's like a whole process to it. It's ridiculous, but it's mine. So.
Okay, so I see that Lynn is not coming on, so I think maybe because she doesn't see me on Facebook. Oh my hell.
Send her a message, tell her to click the link.
That's what I'm doing. I'm telling her we are live on YouTube.
Yeah. I really got to get, I don't know. I was thinking of going on mine, making a couple more videos of, the demo of my listings and stuff, but I'm just not feeling it right now. I gotta stop listening to these true crime stories and stuff. Why don't you like that girl?
It's not that I don't like her. It's just that I can't watch her put makeup on and listen to her. I can either listen to her and turn away, or I can just put her on mute and watch her put makeup on, because she's very good at it. She's very artistic.
Yes, yes. Very talented, but it takes her forever to do a crease. She'll sit there and work that crease out. You know what I mean? I'm like, honey, it's blended. Then I love her. I think she's great, but I don't watch her because I'm usually working when I'm listening to her. But I love the way that she talks. She talks to you like she's spilling the tea with a good friend. And she just, love it. I love her whole personality. Like, I can relate to the way the little side comments she makes. And, it's like, that's how you narrate a story. That's how you tell a story. And she's gorgeous. Girl's gorgeous to look at, but I never look at her.
She is gorgeous, but all I can hear is this one time at band camp. That's what she sounded like.
I know. I
this
see
one
what you
time
mean,
at band camp.
I know. I can literally hear her say that. Like I can literally hear that in her voice. She's great
Yeah,
though, and I
and
really like her.
she totally sounds like the Mean Girls. Like I can
Yeah.
hear her saying, "You can't sit at our table. You can't sit at
She's a
our
nice girl
table."
though. She's actually a really nice girl.
She
I think
is,
she
and
might have
she's
been bullied or
very
something, you know.
talented. I do follow her. I like her ink. I like her tattoos.
Yeah, she does. I just noticed that too. Again, I don't watch, I just listen. So the other day I was actually sitting down for a video, like I queued it up before I went into Photoshop, and I was like, holy shit, she's like covered in tats. Like I didn't never really pay attention, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but her
I love
face is
tattoos.
like a
So
complete
pretty.
work of art because when you see her without the
Really is.
makeup, she doesn't look anything like that.
No, but she's still very pretty. I think she's pretty. I love her smile. I think she's got a really great smile. And she's really talented, and I enjoy listening to her. She makes me laugh. She makes me chuckle because of the shit that she says. She's sarcastic, you know, she's witty, and I enjoy it, you know. So when I'm doing my work and I'm listening to her talk, and I get a few chuckles here and there, which is nice, you know, especially with the subject matter that she's talking about because it's true crime, which is very hard for me. Like, I can only handle so much true crime. I can only handle so much gore anymore at all. I've
Yeah,
kind of reached
well,
the age of I'm kind of over it, but I do
I
love
heard the one
horror.
about the babies in the butter boxes, and I
Yeah,
fell
yeah.
asleep while I was listening to that, and I just remember hearing some about alligators, and was that the one where they
Yeah,
were feeding the babies to the alligators? And I
yeah,
was
I
like,
think
oh
they
my
were dumping
God.
them. Yeah, I mean, it was just there's a lot of really horrible, horrible, horrible human beings in this world. There's just some shit, and the things that she would, it gets to be too much. So I can only listen to her for so long before
Yeah,
because what she's saying is really true. You know, as growing up, I never minded horror, and I wasn't more about the thrill, the scare, more about the anticipation, the anxiety of it. That is what I like about being afraid. You know, not so much seeing someone's head split open. It's never really been my thrill. Um, but hearing about it when it's true, kind of, it makes it different. It's not a horror movie. It's not a story. It's real. These sick people exist, and
yeah,
like they should just be shot in the head. Like, why are they even in prison? Like, what is the point? Like, they're the most heinous creatures. They're useless. Just shoot them, put them out of their misery, and no one's gonna pay taxes and support them. I mean, they murdered 25 people by torturing them to death and then dismembering them. But let's keep them on death row. Just over it. Like, duh.
yeah.
It's like letting, it's like pedophilia. If you're a pedophile, I don't. Bye bye. There's no reason for your existence whatsoever. I see no point. It's like rabbits. What's the point? Rabbits are prey. Like they're legit food. You know what I mean? They don't even
Aw.
eat real food. They eat twigs and, but it's true. They eat twigs and leaves. Like, I mean, they don't even have a food source. They don't do anything for the environment really. I mean, they're beautiful. I love them. You know that. You know, I want them nesting in my yard. You know, I love all animals. But in
Yeah,
reality, they're as useless as, I mean, they're food. You know, pedophiles are, you know, fuel for the landfill fire. I don't know. You know what I mean? But they shouldn't exist in society. So, however harsh
so
that shit is.
I'm putting a text on the two Virgos page for everybody to go over to Facebook, or I'm sorry, YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and they'll see us there.
YouTube. Sorry, somebody just asked me a really weird question, which I want to answer. Okay. I'm live, Jerome. So I just want you to know that I just tried to read your message.
Okay. And I don't know what happened to Lynn. I wonder if she's having problems. I don't know what's the matter with StreamYard.
Well, we can always have her on again if she doesn't manage to show. I know I've had troubles before too, you know.
Yeah, it didn't.
It's a nice cap I hear. It's a nice cap I hear. I love you so bad. Thank you so much. Mm, mm. These are gonna kill me and probably make me really fat. Which is fine. Why isn't Alanis asking me?
So everybody's probably turning off right now. Oh yeah, nobody can see us. What am I saying?
No one can see us?
Well, because we're on YouTube and I haven't posted anything to YouTube in like years. So all of my subscribers that I had are probably like, who is this? Because last they knew my channel was under Jennifer Blythe. And now it's under White Light Mystic.
Oh.
So if you are watching this, share with your friends. Tell them to like and subscribe. We're sorry this isn't, I don't know where Lynn is.
Hmm? No, we're on.
We're on YouTube right now because I'm having some kind of issue with, I got the message from StreamYard saying that they were going to disconnect from the two Virgos, but don't worry about it. We got you. Just click here. So I clicked there, nothing happened. So I tried it like 3 or 4 times, nothing happened. So I got a hold of StreamYard and they sent me instructions. No, just do this. So I did that and all of a sudden it looked like everything was working until I went to go live. And the minute we went to go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, it said StreamYard has lost access to your Facebook account. So I have to make a decision. Do I want to lose the videos that we already had and just create a whole new library, or what do we do? I don't know what to do. If somebody from StreamYard could come on and just FaceTime me while I'm trying to do this, it'd be fantastic.
Well, if you want to reset them, we could always redo them. We could actually do them better. Now that we've had some practice at, doing it. It'd be a little more.
What do you mean?
You know,
What do you mean reset them?
like whatever you said, if we lose them, if you want to do whatever's going to make, we could always just redo them anyway. Or, whatever. I'm easy either way. It's whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
well, I think we could download them, right? Can we download them? Well, I think the ones that are on YouTube, I have a few on YouTube.
Why don't you share them all to your page? If you share them all to your page, then they'll just be stuck on Facebook, so it'll be fine. Like on
No,
your.
I'll delete them anyway. If you're worried about. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I'll see what I have on my YouTube and share them. I privated them all. I don't like that word. Privated. Is that a word? Is that even the way you say the past tense of privating something? I don't think so.
I think what I'll do is I will send another invitation to Lynn, because maybe she didn't see the first one. But I did send it to her early today.
Huh? What, Joey? That was so cool. What? Well, texted is wrong. Text is the way you say it.
Technically, it's right. To text someone now is actually action.
But even it still applies in the past tense. I text him.
Yeah.
It doesn't. When you say texted, you're like, I'm like, really? With the ed? Like it's text. Lazy. It's because somebody, like I just tried to do with privated. Right. It's somebody wanted to make a word with a past tense, even if it makes no sense.
Right.
So I don't think that privated is a word. And I don't think that texted is a word either. Yeah. Text, private, but what is the past tense? I'm looking it up. What is the past tense of private?
It was private.
What is the past tense of private? It was private. He said I had to private.
Privatize or privatized?
I think it's more, that would be like,
Oh yeah, so Debbie Allen is here. She said privatized to them. She said the same thing I just said.
privatize would indicate I had to, yeah, well, I would have to privatize it, or I had to privatize it, right?
It's the same as the text. So
Because it isn't privated.
something that's private was private, or is private, or you're going to make it private. It's now to private something is an actual action. You're
Hi, Lynn. I see your message, but I don't know what this means.
You know what I mean?
Lynn's commenting here. Hi, I'm logged in on Crowdcast, but it says it
Say it would apply.
Wendy after 1 minute. Okay, so yeah, this is why you need to be on Google Chrome, because for some reason StreamYard only works with Google Chrome. But I put the link back down there. So thank you, Debbie. I see your comment. Privatized. We're still waiting for Lynette Bruno. I know I say that so much with her name, Lynn Brunetto or Lynette Bruno. Doesn't it sound like so similar?
Yeah.
Okay, does anybody want to chat with us? You want to come on and chat with us about anything? Debbie, you want to talk about anything? Click on that link down there. If anybody wants to come on and chat with us about anything at all, if you click the link that I just posted, as long as you're in Google Chrome, it will bring you on our chat. And we are not chatting on the Two Virgos page today like I had intended to do, because StreamYard, which is the service that has the little duck, says that it has lost access to my Facebook account and that they needed me to reconnect. And I tried to do that and it didn't work. So I paid for it. I paid for a membership. So that's why we have the cute little Two Virgos in the background. And it's still telling me it's not connecting, but we are on YouTube. So our YouTube friends will get to see this. And hopefully we'll have a bigger following on YouTube for White Light Mystic, which is also the name of my website if anybody wants to know. And I have a Facebook page called White Light Mystic. And I have candles called White Light Mystic Soy Fragrance White Candles. All I know is by the time I go to bed tonight, my jaw is going to be killing me. I had a tooth extracted today, if anybody wants to know. I had one of my molar teeth extracted because during the shutdown, I cracked it when everybody was closed. So today's the first time I could get in and have the tooth extracted out of my face.
How is it feeling now?
It hurts.
It's like, what is the level of pain though?
I'd say probably like a 9.
Ooh.
No, it's telling Lynn that she's backstage.
Okay, so let her in.
She's not here.
I mean, is she on an old link? Did you send her 2 links?
I just sent her a brand new one.
Really?
Yeah, she might not have seen that one. But it's good
so
that we're
might be
getting all
on
the,
one.
yeah, we're getting all the, everything out. We are in Mercury retrograde. When does Mercury retrograde end?
17th of July.
17th of July. So we have 10 more days of Mercury retrograde. And this is what's happening, people. This is what Mercury retrograde does to you.
Living the dream.
Communication, finance, and travel.
Well, good thing I'm not trying to travel anywhere.
Well, when you're doing things online, that's traveling. The World Wide Web.
Traveling? I didn't know that. I just
Oh,
figured
yeah.
that meant like internal travel. Like I
No.
would be traveling. I don't
Oh,
do.
here we go. Here we go. There she is.
Oh, now I gotcha.
Hey
Hi.
there. Oh, what's up?
Here we go. How are
Oh
Thanks
my
you?
for
God.
joining us.
Honey, I've been sitting here since 6 o'clock.
It's been
I'm using my phone here, but I had to go to my computer to get a hold of you. I didn't know you were on YouTube.
no, we were trying to get on Facebook, but it's like
Yeah.
doing something with the StreamYard. It's not connecting.
Yeah. We were trying to go on our Facebook page. So I'm gonna have to get a hold of StreamYard and see what's up with that, if they can fix
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So hey, I see your boob.
Yeah, thanks. I gotta turn my computer off because I'm hearing you in stereo.
So we got Lynn. We got Lynn's chair, but she's here.
Oh,
Yay. See, it worked
oh
itself
gosh,
out.
I am here.
There you
I've
are.
been here since 6 o'clock.
Woo!
Waiting. It's kept me on backstage, and I used both of links.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. So I
Wow.
anxious, and my patient runs out after half an hour, and I went to the computer.
Yeah.
And
Not feel
saw
that.
your thing on Facebook, and went to YouTube, and started texting from my computer. My
Yeah.
computer doesn't have a camera or a mic on it.
Oh, I see. So Lynn,
Yeah.
this is Beck. Beck, this is Lynn.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I've been saying how you are the animal spirit whisperer.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
It's been an adventure today. I blew out a fuse. My
Yeah.
energy. Do you ever do that when your energy gets really amped up with this atmosphere the way it is lately?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between that and the light bulbs, but yeah, it's been an adventure.
Yeah.
No, I just said when I turned on my lights just a minute ago, I turned them off. Well, I turned them on and then I turned them back off. And I was like, oh my God, my lights just went out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I like
It
when I
just
go by the
happened.
streetlights and those go out. Those are fun. Like, does that ever happen to you guys when you go by streetlights and they go out?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. All the time. I don't get
It's
it.
winking at me.
What does that
When that
mean?
happens?
You know what that means?
No,
It's like,
I think somebody, they're just somebody saying hello. Because honestly, because the light bulb doesn't stay out. When I go back again, it's on again. The street light.
I thought they were just on a thermostat.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea
it's
what that
just
does.
weird. It happens so often.
Oh my God.
So tell us about yourself. Maybe you could explain your connection with the animals and the spirits and all that way better than I can, because I can't explain it
Honey,
because
if
I
could
can't do it.
explain it's just something I do, and I've done it since I was a child. But the funny part about it is until I was in my later years, I had no idea it was a gift. It was just something I did. And I didn't realize other people couldn't do it. I never thought to even ask anyone if they
just assumed they
do
could.
this. Pardon?
Just assumed they could, like you could.
Well, yeah, I just thought everybody could do it. I didn't think anything of it until I actually went to school to be a tech. And I found out, and I thought, oh, great, I'm going to be with all these people that love animals, and they're going to be just like me. And no.
Yeah. No.
No.
Yeah.
It was a whole
Yeah,
different
people don't
ball
love
game.
animals the way that I don't, and I get upset, but I keep it to myself. But I'm like, how can you not love a squirrel? Like, I don't even. So people are different,
Honey, it's
right?
the same reason people don't walk barefoot. They just don't know. It's just who they are and what they're exposed to. I mean, I've met a lot of people who've never had a pet.
Oh, I can't even imagine that.
Oh,
No.
me either.
No.
No, and
No, I can't
they're
imagine not
petrified of
having
just
that.
about everything. So
God,
the world's full of different people, and some people find them annoying, and I just love them, and I find my world, I love it. Hearing the squirrels and seeing them and listening to the birds, it's when you don't hear them is when you need to worry.
Yeah.
They're your early warning system. Something's up. When the birds get quiet, the insects get quiet, something is up.
Yep.
Yep.
No,
You
did you
know,
see the
I
stories with
doubt.
the tsunamis? All the animals ran from the beach.
Yeah.
They ran up, and there was a story with a lady who was walking her dog. And she walked the dog every day, but one day this dog just decided to pull her up a hill that she never went before. Well, she went up it, and when she got to the top of it, the water went rushing right. When she went home, her home was gone.
Oh, wow.
The dog knew
Yeah.
and took her
They
right
know
out of the
things.
path of danger.
It's amazing. I tell Jennifer that all the time. I say I think they understand things better
Oh,
than
honey.
we even realize, and I think that they know things. Like I think you can literally just speak to them, and whatever is in their head is going to make them understand it. I'm not saying they
Well, you know
understand the
what?
English language,
They don't
but
have
the
a problem
intention.
understanding us. We're the ones
No,
who've
I don't
forgotten
think so.
connections. We're the ones
Yeah.
that have forgotten and we're relearning. We were taught a
Yes.
lot of this stuff wasn't important anymore, but the animals remember. They know. They tune in. They
Mm.
know more. They know what's going on with you before you walk in the door
Yeah.
because they've checked in all day. They know.
Yeah.
They know what's going
Yeah. I
on.
believe that.
That's true. So,
I just.
so you have psychic connection with the animals. You can hear what they're saying and feel what they're saying. I know with my cat, how you gave me the last messages from my cat that had me bawling and hysterics when I had
Oh
to
yeah.
take her to the vet to have her euthanized.
Yes. And you know, the thing is that um especially when it comes time to euthanizing, they want you to know. They want to know that you're doing this because you love them, okay, and not because you're upset with them. Because a lot of times they start having issues with uh, going to the bathroom and
Yeah.
inappropriate urination, and that's embarrassing to them, especially older ones, because they really don't want to do that, but they don't want you letting them go. They just want you to know that you're doing this because you love them, and that's basically what you do. Because euthanize means
Yeah.
good death, and you're just uh, actually there's a lot of guilt involved for people, and the animals are willing and ready to wait for you to be ready to let them go. They understand, and they will wait. Um, they just want you to know that it's okay to do this, and not out of it's because you love them, and they want you to understand that it's okay. It's the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was at the vet's office, it would be when they actually I would do a lot of speaking with people when they brought them in because they were nervous, they were afraid, there was a lot of guilt involved. And when they finally eased and got comfortable with this, I could just feel the animals would just relax. And a lot of times it would be funny, but I would be eulogizing the pets, and people in their grief wouldn't realize that I shouldn't know the things that the animals were referring to.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody would relax and it would turn into a beautiful ceremony. And when these animals finally relaxed and they went, the room was full of so much unconditional love. I'd be bawling. I couldn't help it. You just get
Yeah.
overwhelmed with it
Yeah.
because they just have so much love for us. They really
Yeah.
do.
It's really,
Um,
and we're so not worthy.
well, we are worth it. We just don't realize that. And there's between the animals and the connection to Gaia. The thing is when we're connected and walking this earth plane, Mother Earth feels everything that we do. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
She absorbs all of it. And the animals know this
Yeah.
and they feel it. That's how they view the world. And that's how we used to. But we need to be kinder just to ourselves. I mean, stop looking in the mirror and picking yourself apart and start looking for the good things. You have to just be nicer because she feels that. She feels the anger, the hurt, the pain, and she feels the love, which she totally appreciates. She feels the peace, and that's what she needs. And we
Yeah.
need to get back to that. We need to follow. The animals are there in our lives, and they teach us things. How many times have you
Yes.
learned things from your pets?
I can't
Yeah.
even.
How many rescues
Can't.
have you gotten? And they don't just
Mm.
survive, they come in and they thrive.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to just survive, just get through. We're supposed to actually enjoy where we are and what we're doing.
Yeah. That's what her and I were just talking about earlier as far as being in this sheltered little. Why would you limit yourself when there's just so much to experience and live,
Well, there is.
you know?
Absolutely. And I love
Yeah.
doing it. And they're so accepting and trustful. And they will literally, I have watched animals go in and take the abuse. They take the abuse so that the family doesn't get it.
Aw.
Do you understand what they're doing? They're
Mhm.
saving a child, or they're saving a woman, or they're saving someone else in the house by stepping in and taking the abuse.
Yeah.
Aw.
And they do it all the time. And they can't help themselves. And they will do it again and again and again.
So wrong. It's just they shouldn't. It makes me so upset.
No, it shouldn't have to be in that manner, but our world is such that people have not learned the skill to dissipate what happens to them. Do you understand? It builds up and they don't know how else to deal with it. And that's what happens.
Mhm.
They haven't
Yeah.
learned. It's a crazy world. People have grown up with different things, and a lot of things have happened to people they can't talk about, and the anger just builds, and it's got to go somewhere. And that's what
Yeah, but
happens.
I just don't
Sad.
hurting another being. They'll say hurting something because they're hurting. I'm like, it's a perpetual. It's a vicious circle.
Right. And they don't know where to go with help. And it starts young. And it's something that people need to recognize within themselves in order to change that behavior, because they don't know. They don't know
Yeah.
how else to deal with what comes out. And sometimes it's just a reaction. There's so much to that. But animals will do and step in. And I've seen them do it repeatedly.
That's sad.
It is. It makes me very sad.
Well, there's hope for humans yet. Animals haven't given up on us. And quite honestly, Mother Nature and the wild ones, they're starting to come and ask people for help. Have you noticed that lately? There's a lot of stories where wild ones are actually coming to humans and asking them to help. Like you've seen the mother duck go and approach someone to try to get her babies out of the drain.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
I've
reaching
also
out.
I've seen videos of the deer that have that sickness from the ticks.
Mhm.
They wander up to people.
Asking for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going around. For other things, they're just coming out and they're coming closer and they're trusting more. But you still have to, when they do that, you still have to. There's a limit. There's a space. Like we all have our distance that something gets too close, we kind of back up. So when the wild ones come close, they're actually giving you a chance to be more than you thought you could be. So just appreciate it when they do, and tell them thank you when you see
Oh,
them.
I do. We have the rabbits come in the yard because we've been really trying to build up this little wild kingdom in our yard. So we let half the grass grow pretty tall so they can hide and they can eat. And then I've got the bird feeders and the bird bat. It's like this is little wonderful little place of everything.
Yeah.
And they'll sit there. The squirrels will come right up to the window. And the other day a squirrel, we're trying to give him a nut, and it was a shelled nut, and he was coming, he was like, I want to come, we put a stick so he could crawl up to the window because he was like really right next to the window on the fence post, so he was just too far away for us to reach him. So he
Well,
got down
be
and crawled
careful
up
with.
on the thing and pointed into the bin for us to put the peanut in the bin for him to eat. He did it twice. I was like, no, he did not just tell us to put that in, but of course we did. And he went and got his peanut, but
Yeah.
the rabbits trust us. They don't run away from us. They will sit there and
No,
eat.
mine don't either. And
It's
those girls will sit
wonderful.
on my deck and stare at me through the window and just talk to me. And they're funny.
Yeah. I had
But I
a
try not to
baby
get too
robin do
much.
that.
Well, the only problem is when you get wild animals used to humans, not every human is nice and can really take
Yeah.
advantage of them.
Exactly.
And they come to me in the
Yeah.
wild all the time, and I warn them. I'm like, no, not everybody's like me, so please don't. And I've
Yeah.
had you walk up to me and chase them away. As hard, you have no
Yeah.
idea how hard that is not to hug a deer.
It is. No, I
When
do.
they come
No,
to
I do
you,
because my instinct is to pet and love and
mine too as well, but that can be very dangerous for them because
yeah,
it can scare
very.
other people, and that's when they get hurt. And you know
Yes. And I
this.
worry about that.
So I try not to get them real friendly with me. As long as they're comfortable in my yard, that's fine. But I'm not going to turn them into a pet because they can try that with another human and end up dead. Or they'll call
Yeah.
animal control and say there's something
Yeah.
wrong with them. They're rabid. And you know this. They'll get caught and destroyed.
Yep. So we keep our
You do. You
distance.
gotta let them be wild.
Yeah, we just want to give them a safe place to be and exist
They
without
can be in the
worry.
yard and they're safe, but you
You
can't.
know.
Yeah, you got to keep the boundaries for their protection. Basically, I love them dearly. And
Yeah, because
I don't know if I'd want
worry
a
about
squirrel in
that.
the house with me.
no, they,
Well, we have them in the dormers. They sleep in our dormers. They nest there during
oh,
the
you're
winter.
lucky.
Just one
Because
family.
sometimes they can cause a lot of damage.
Really? Oh no, they don't really. They haven't really done anything. In fact, she moves the
They don't
babies
mean
now over
to,
to
but
the hot water by the bathroom. Huh?
they don't mean to, but that's just their nature for finding a place.
Yeah, no. I was surprised. I mean, they did tear up a little bit in the one part, but I mean, they didn't do anything that wasn't. I mean, it just wasn't that bad. It was just like, oh, you made a little bit of a mess. And again, I was like, guys, could you not tear that up, please? Like, you can live here and exist here, and we can all be happy here, and you'll be warm and safe. But could you not rip
Yeah.
that up? And I mean, it just never got any worse. It was just like, I don't know. It's like they're like, oh, she just asked us, so now we can't, you know. But and then
And
she
they
ended up
will
moving to the other
cooperate. They
side, and
can.
you know,
Yeah, but I
they're
know someone
funny. Like,
else. Oh, this poor man. He, you know what? He would feed the squirrels all the time. He loved them, and he would keep the food in his garage to feed the squirrels. Well,
mm-hmm.
here's the thing: the man ended up getting, he had to have surgery, went to the hospital. They chewed through the garage door to get to the bag of food because
Oh
he
my
wasn't
God.
allowed to feed them anymore. They ate through the
Mm,
wood and went into his garage. Yes, to go get the food.
wow.
Yeah, they don't
Oh wow.
understand. They're that
No, I
smart.
guess not. Yeah.
They're that
No.
Yeah.
smart.
So
Next
Jessica
trip.
says we watch our cat's reactions during severe weather. When the cat runs to hide, it's serious. And she lives in Tornadoville, like
Oh
down in
boy.
the
Oh,
Missouri,
I,
where all the tornadoes are.
yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, I would listen to them too. But I was telling
I have
Beck
to go to
about
the
how what?
ladies' room. I have to go to the ladies' room. Bad. I'll be right
Oh,
back.
All right.
we'll be here.
Okay, keep talking. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, Caleb.
Okay, I was telling Beck about um, the time that we were at that event and the people came in and were trying to save us or whatever they were trying to do. They thought that we were bad, that we were evil, and
Oh.
that you had called in the buffaloes or something. So I didn't know how to explain it because it sounded crazy the way I was saying it, but
Yeah, no, I had an adventure. I'm a photographer. And I wanted a picture of bison. And I ended up I ended up with a relationship with a family of bison. And it turned into a 2.5 year journey, and they still call to me to come get them and see them. Um, some of them are no longer on this earth plane, and they stay with me. I hadn't asked, but they chose. And during this adventure, they're powerful healers. And when that happens and there's energy and she shocks the daylights out of me, she will come in with a rush of energy and she will bulldoze whoever it is away from me. I don't even ask. I'm like, oh boy, thank you. And I love her dearly. And I have another picture of another one. He's blowing raspberries at me because they were characters and they were amazing, loving, and powerful healers. And quite honestly, that white buffalo calf woman, from what I've seen and what they've done with me, I believe the tale. I really do believe that's the story. So look it up. And
yeah,
I
I
do
don't think I
believe
know
it's
that story.
I'm going to give you a quick overview. Native Americans, the Lakotas, actually have a story about the white buffalo calf woman. And she had come and she tested a couple of braves to see if they were worthy. Okay, because they were out hunting, their families were starving, and they needed help. And one of them passed the test. There's a lot more to it. And she changed from a woman into a bison, a white bison. And the bison were there, and the bison actually sustained the Native Americans. They were told how to use their fur and their hides and how to cure them, how to make clothes, how to make shelter, how to
Heard that
eat.
story before.
Yeah, there's a whole long thing with that.
Yeah.
It's a long story, and you can find it. It's out there. It takes about an hour to tell the story, but
Oh, wow.
that's the overview.
Yeah.
And I do believe that they did this, and they're powerful healers. And I'm going to tell you, the first day I met her, she did a healing on me, and I was stunned because it was the last thing I expected. You know what? They weren't domestic, number one. They were wild. I mean, they were on a farm, but they weren't handled or touched. They weren't abused. I mean, they could feed them apples, but they weren't pets. Okay, you couldn't go up and hug them
Okay.
and pet them and brush them and do anything. You couldn't get anywhere near them. At least
Yeah, I'd be
even when he
afraid.
tried to, yeah, well, even when he tried to go in the pastures, they would attack. So he couldn't get in there to do anything because they would go right after him. He would try to, because there were certain grasses that they wouldn't eat, so he'd try to mow those down so the grasses they like to eat would grow back. And when he'd go in there with the tray,
Yeah.
they'd go after him.
No.
Oh
He's
yeah.
like, I'm just trying to help you.
Well, yeah, but they were wild. They were, when even cows will turn wild like that unless you work with them when they're little. You have to, but these weren't done that way. These were wild. They were right from the get-go. But
That's awesome.
I'll say, and I felt her. The thing is I was out in the middle of a storm. Had happened the night before, so 17 inches of snow had fallen.
Dang.
And nothing was going to keep me from the bison. There was nothing going to keep me from finally getting to see him and get my photo and meet him. And just, I was like a little kid in a candy store, and nothing was going to stop me. So, goof that I am, I left my boots in the car and I walked through 17 inches of snow in sneakers. And I stood there and I was photographing him. And I didn't even notice anything. And I was doing a contortionist thing between wires. There was an electrified fence that held them in, okay, among other things. But I was trying not to fry my camera and myself trying to get a shot. So
Yeah.
I did, and I got that. And the owner had come over to me and he says, well, you know what? There's a gate over there. I said, what gate? I never saw anything but bison. And there was a gate down there that wasn't electrified, and I could have climbed up and ducked in through that to take the pictures. Had no idea. So when I looked at him, and by the time I realized when he stopped me, my hands were frozen around the camera. And my feet were frozen, and I hadn't even noticed till he talked to me. And I went, you know what? I said, I just want to come back because they were very dark, and it was a very sunny day. So it was it has to do with lighting on the camera, and I wanted to come back and check the colors. And I said, can I come back tomorrow I'm going to print the photos out tonight because I had the printer at the time. And I want to check the color and see if everything is all right. And he had told me that I could, and I said, I'll just do that tomorrow. And as soon as I said that I was going to leave, I warmed up from the top of my head to the tip of my toes. And I went, and I looked over and there she was. I said, did you do that? And she went like this. Now, the people I was with had no idea I had these gifts. I didn't tell them because, I don't know who to tell.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
People get kind of creeped out.
Yeah. People get like weirded out. They think, oh, you're just I get it.
Well,
all my coworkers think I'm crazy because I love animals.
Full of baloney, or if you tell them you're a healer, they look
Yeah.
at you like you're a demon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or a
they can
lunatic.
get really funny, but then there's the others. You know when to keep your mouth shut and you know when to say. There's a time and a place. But I hadn't expected her to do that. One, they were being raised for food. Two, they weren't pets. She reached out to me. And then that started the thing. And then she started coming to my house. On the astral, she would come and she told me when her baby was being born, and I knew. And I'd gotten permission and got pictures. She brought him to me. He was 2 days old. She goes, and the owner, she goes, normally she keeps the babies out in the back for 2 weeks. She'll hide them in the brush. She won't let anybody near them. When she heard I was there, she brought him down to me. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's right there.
It's an amazing adventure. And actually, the bull, he was huge. And he actually came to the fence and wanted me to pull the burrs out of his fur. And the owner stood there and they couldn't believe I was touching him. And he actually bowed and let me do this.
Wow.
And this was a bison?
A bison, yes.
That's amazing.
I don't know if you saw the pictures, Jennifer, but yeah.
I think I might have. Those are the pictures that you are at the events, the pictures that you sell?
Yeah. Yeah. And I actually have one. She looked at me one day and she was winking. I'm like, are you winking? And I looked and it was a heart. And I got a full picture of her and a close up. And it never happened again. Her eye was actually the shape of a heart. And I went
Oh,
Aw.
back numerous times and she never did it. It never happened again. So they are magical, amazing. They were astral traveling, powerful healers. They are indeed a gift.
Are you the only person in your family that has that ability, that gift?
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Well, the others are able to do so. They just don't pursue it.
Hmm.
They have a lot of pets and they have a way, but the healing, they could do it as well. They just don't entertain that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my uncles did the healing. My grandmother did it. Yeah. And it just escalated. And I really hadn't even realized what they were doing. I thought my grandma was just very religious because she would do this and do the sign of the cross at us and say the prayers. But what she was doing was healing. And my uncle would do that and just remove people's headaches and things. But nobody really talked about it because it's not something you
Yeah.
talked about,
Yeah.
No.
so it really wasn't. And I discovered a lot of this later on because the healing gifts it went from animals to humans. And it's funny because the animals are showing me how to do things and I'll no sooner learn that than I get a human with the same issue and know what to do. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a hell of a learning curve and I love every minute of it.
Yeah.
And I've worked with tigers. I have worked with lions. I have worked with elephants.
Mm,
I
love all
have
of
an
them.
eagle who decided she owned me, but yes.
God, an elephant, like that would be the end all be. I would just love to
Elephant hugs are the best.
just
I
be an
actually had the
honor just to meet an
opportunity to be with
elephant.
the elephants at the Buffalo Zoo, but yeah. But that was a long time ago and now they're no longer here.
Mm,
But
something
yeah.
you never forget though.
No. And when I was 18, I was playing with a lion cub.
See, that's life. Like that's life right there. You know,
Oh,
we're not
you
chicks.
know
You
what?
know, like it could just.
I didn't even realize it when the little guy talked to me. I'm like, did I hear that? And I'm like, yeah, I did. But yes, back in the 70s, they had an exotic pet store on Elmwood Avenue in Buffalo. And you could order or buy any kind of exotic pet from there.
Oh, wow.
Well, there was a guy that had a gas station on Elmwood Avenue and he ordered a lion. And he wanted a lion in his business because people kept stealing from him.
Oh my God.
So he got a lion. And one of the girls that I was in school with had told me, are you kidding me? Well, I went to go see the lion cub. That little guy came right over. He was about the size of a Cocker Spaniel, a little bigger.
No.
And yeah, that's how little he was. And I had no idea at the time how people got those animals. I learned later. I mean, Born Free just did me in, but I learned later how that happened. But at the time, I was just so excited to be around a lion cub, and I did get to sit with him. But when I went to leave, and they're all telling me, don't, because I guess these guys were wrestling with them. So of course, cats have claws and teeth, and they were afraid I was
Big.
going to get hurt. But the little guy just didn't want me to leave because no one had been that nice to him. And I
Oh.
remember that. I wanted to get back there, but he grew so fast, and then it ended up they ended up taking him away from the man because apparently he wasn't being fed well.
Aw.
And he would take him up and down the street, but he was so thin and malnutritioned, and there wasn't anybody to treat him. And he precipitated why the New York state laws have for no exotic animals.
Well, that's good, I guess, in a way. It's too bad that little lion cub had to go through hell.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. You've noticed there's always something big like that precipitates something good, where people recognize, and that started to escalate through here and went worldwide. So no more poaching, no more taking these babies. Now they
Still
actually
do it,
have places I guess in other states that actually you can buy them. They breed them.
Really?
Yeah. You
Probably
just can't
big states like Texas.
Oh yeah, Minnesota, stuff like that, places like that. They still did, but then they also breed them for people to go and hunt.
Yeah, like the wild boars. I know Ted Nugent's really into that. So I had my
That's right.
tooth extracted today. I have a wad of gauze in my mouth. That's why I'm talking a little strange, just so you know.
Oh, you poor honey. No wonder you're so quiet.
Yeah, it's hurting, but that's okay.
Why didn't you
I'll
just
live.
do this? You could have do this for another day. Hang on.
No, she wouldn't. I told her the same thing.
No, I want to do it. I'm not dead.
Thank God.
I can still talk.
Well, and your tooth hurts a lot less now too.
Well, the tooth is gone. So
Right.
they wouldn't even let me look at it because of this whole, I'm assuming this whole COVID thing. They took my tooth and like ran with it and disposed of it like immediately. Normally, with anything, I'm like, let me see it. Let me see it. And
Well, here,
I,
put it in jar and take it home.
yeah. And they wouldn't even let me see my tooth. They disposed of it before I even sat up in the chair. But
Everybody
no big deal.
icky.
So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, so about your animal healing, you said that you started realizing that you could do that, in your later years, you said? Or the more recent years, not when you were
Apparently I was
younger?
already doing it because my grandmother, she didn't tell me, but she knew. She laughed and I asked her why my hands got so hot. She goes, yeah, my grandmother's hands get so hot. Knead the dough. She used to call me over to knead the dough. What? Oh, something happened. To knead the dough and it would rise because my hands got so hot.
Really?
Yeah. I was like that since I was little, but nobody could ever tell me. And I had gone to a psychic or whatever years and years ago. And I asked her, well, how come my hands get hot? She goes, oh, you must have been a doctor in a previous lifetime. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But then I understood why when the animals would come and people were sick, they would come. Grandma would call me and I would come and then yeah. The animals would come and I would help them. And that was before I went to school.
Wow.
And then
So when you see,
I figured out what it was. It's just always been there.
if you see just a random animal, like stray animal, or you go to somebody's house and they have an animal, can you look at an animal and know if they're sick without,
Yeah.
you just know it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those
And do you just heal them, or do you feel that there's like an ethical thing? Do you just heal them?
I just help them.
Yeah,
I get
that's good.
animals on the street all the time. I
That's
can't
awesome.
tell them. I mean, honey, I get goosed by service dogs when I'm where I'm at. They come up and I'll just send them some energy to help them out. I mean, I was at Hamburg Fairgrounds and I'm hearing this yelping and screaming, but I'm looking at this dog. His feet were burning on the blacktop.
Oh,
but he couldn't say anything. And the guy was standing there on his phone. And I'm like, your dog's feet hurt. He goes, no, he's fine. I said, no, your dog's feet hurt. Get him in the shade, get him off the blacktop, go over in the grass or something, give him a break. That happened at Allentown as well. And the guy actually took his dog off and put him in the grass. I said, walk him in the grass.
oh, good.
But the people don't always understand, and it's really hard. But the poor dog was so loud. I had to say something. I could not say anything.
Yeah.
And the dog just like, well, thanks. I tried. There's only so much you can do. It's what you're allowed to do. And people don't necessarily mean to do that. They really don't. They don't mean to be careless with their pets. They just don't always understand that they are sentient beings. They really are. Everything is. Everything has a life cycle and a want and a need and basics, and just respect them. And if you walk by your environment, you see the birds, just say thank you.
Yeah.
They help bring the rain. They help the environment. They work very closely with Mother Earth, and she helps us. Without her, we're toast.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. She runs the show.
Yeah.
And they haven't been taking really good care of her. And she's doing the best to do the least amount of damage to us. We've caused a lot of damage, and there's a lot of trauma that's been going on. And through the centuries, it's being released. She has to transmute that in order to ascend. And she wants to take us with her. And that's the whole plan, is we're all supposed to go together at some point. Some say it's already shifted, it's already done this. The animals, they know, they travel the dimensions. They don't have a problem with that. They're just waiting for us to catch up.
Yeah.
And they're doing their best to get us to remember.
They are.
And get back to that.
They
And
are.
it's
They're
hard
really
these
working
days.
overtime.
She is.
It's
She is at that. And
yeah.
lately, if
Oh,
you've
you know,
noticed any of these major, there's been disasters, but they're not reporting them. There's been tsunamis, there's been mudslides, there's been rain things, but they're not really telling us this. I don't know why we're not
no.
getting that information on the news, why they're not letting us understand what's going on,
I know.
why they're keeping us wrapped up in one little loop, and it's the same constant loop.
When
Yeah.
there's like really epic stuff going on in the natural and just in Mother Nature alone is like really, it's been, and the animals are more bold than ever. On the 4th of July, when the fireworks, you remember, Jennifer, when the fireworks were going, the rabbit was right there. It's like, why are you not in your hole? They're bold, you know, whereas
Well,
normally they would run and hide. It's like, I need help. I can't. I need to eat or something. I don't know.
not
But I've seen more
necessarily.
animals.
Sometimes when they sit right there, it's because they're afraid and they can't move.
That's what well, he kept moving slowly through the yard. He was moving. I'm like, dude, go in your hole. Like, it's, you know, there's a couple of them. One was
Well, that's
a
their
little,
dinner
but that one
time.
wasn't.
That's their dinner
Sorry?
time.
Well, he was trying. He was
That's
trying to eat,
true.
and he was trying not to get freaked out. It was so funny to watch because he was just, you know, you just know when they're trying to, he's like, I got this. I got this. You can almost hear him, you know, and I'm like, go, buddy. You know, so I don't know if it worked out for him, but, you know, we're cheering him on the whole time, poor thing.
Well, you know what?
You
Where
know?
he was safe. But once you scare them, they run into anywhere. They could run right into the fireworks. So you just
Yeah.
leave
Yeah.
them be. No,
Oh,
I
it's
love
baby.
it.
It's like they knew.
So
You know
far, the
what I
bunnies
don't
have been
understand?
polite.
Huh?
So far, the bunnies have been polite. They left my garden alone.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Mm.
they've been eating. Well, they have enough food. I do the same thing you do. I take the perimeter and I leave it overgrown, and I have all the lilies growing, so they nestle in there all summer.
Yeah, that's what I love. I love it. And we had a couple in the yard the other day, and one came along. He's like gathering them up. I don't know. He's just, but he was off doing his own thing, and he comes under the fence, and we're looking at 3 in the yard, just literally hanging out. I'm like, what's up? Like, we can talk to them. They don't care. Like, they're like, whatever. You're just people. And then the one guy come in the gate, and he's like, y'all ready to go? And then one pops out of the grass. I was like, oh, hey. So they're just like chilling, and that's why. It's like an English garden on one side of my yard. It's just overgrown, crazy trees everywhere and grape leaves and
nice.
anything to give them food, and you know, and I try to keep the predators out so that the birds and the chipmunks and the squirrels and the rabbits can be happy. It's fun.
It works.
You know,
I don't
it's
have
nice
any
to hear 'em.
predators in my yard.
You know what? No predators?
No, no, and there used to
Mm-mm.
be, and I miss the cats. There were outdoor cats.
Yeah, I had one once.
No, and I haven't
And I
seen them in
talked
a
to
while.
him.
I
No, I
love
had a
them.
conversation with him. I was like, dude, you can't be here. I said, look, this is like a whole
Yeah.
ecosystem, and you're an apex predator. I can't have you in my yard. I said, I would love to have you here. I don't hate you, but I don't want you here. Go somewhere else. And he never came back.
No, they were
I was
sweet.
like,
I
okay.
let them stay. I just told them this is safe harbor for everybody, and you don't get to eat anything.
Yeah, I don't
You can lay in
trust
the
our
grass
cats,
and
man.
enjoy
They're
the
pretty
shade,
ratchet over here. We got Niagara Falls cats, man.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
We're not dealing with no. You know, they come with a switchblade.
Oh, dear God. Well, they can have the
Tell
rodents. I'm
you.
fine with that. I told them they could have the rodents. They needed to leave the bunnies alone. And they did. But I haven't seen them in a while. And people, you know, people are people. They call and they took them out of here.
Mm.
They weren't bothering
I
anybody.
don't know where he went. He's a big old tomcat too. And normally I would have loved it because I love big tomcats.
Yeah. When they're
You
still
know,
intact,
so
they got the big head.
was huge. It was huge. I can't even tell you how big. He was a big one. And I was like, in any other day of the week, you and I could have been best friends, you know, but not now. Love you, but not now. Plus, I got the ferrets in the house too, so the dog. I'm like, I don't need another. But you can't kill. You'll kill everything in this yard, and you know they're like the greatest hunter like on the planet. House cats. They're like one of the. They have like the highest kill rate per capita because they're so stealth and they're so, you know, unless you're Rambo. Rambo didn't care. Bird dive bomb him, and he'd just be like, "What?" My cat was so lazy. But normal cats, they will. I guess they have like the highest kill rate per capita as far as animals go, which is
Well, they usually don't. They're like anything else. They don't necessarily do a lot of that. Sometimes they just chase. A lot of times, what they do is they end up with the sick ones
Oh,
mm,
that aren't able to get away because they don't get the adults and they don't get the faster babies. And even with the young birds, it's usually the ones that don't have the ability to fly that end up getting caught.
yeah.
It happens, and
Mm,
I don't like it either. But it's
yeah.
not for me to interfere. And I'll give you an
No, I
example.
mean it's nature. You
It's
know.
nature, and you want to know what my thing was? Is I was when I was with the bison, and this is one thing I learned, and I should have known better. When she was going to give birth, I was so excited, and there was another bison there, and he was young. He was just about a year old. And I was so excited. I said, "Oh, good, there's another baby there. It's coming, and you're going to have to be gentle, but you're going to have someone to play with, so you're not all by yourself anymore." Because everybody else was an adult. He was the only youngin'. And I thought, you know, you don't want kids to be alone, right? Someone to play
Yeah.
with. And I told him all of this, and I talked to him. But when I went back, he came up to me and he's going, "Oh my God, oh my God. They won't let me play with the baby. They won't let me play with the baby. I tried to do what you told me and I was very gentle, but they won't let me near the baby." And then I looked over and I found out that what had happened is when these guys get to be about a year old and their hormones start to kick in, they're isolated from the females. So that the
Oh,
alpha male has territorial and the other males get shoved away. They weren't going to let him near the babies because he couldn't get near the mothers.
yeah.
hmm.
Yeah.
And I apologized to him. I said, "I'm sorry, honey." I said, "I didn't know." And I apologized to the herd. And he was trying to go play with the babies. And he listened to me and I didn't know I was saying something wrong.
Yeah.
And I interfered and I apologized. And I said, "I'm really sorry." I says, "But I guess you're too old to do this now."
Yeah.
And he didn't, yeah. And that's what it was. And I'm just all excited. Oh, there's babies and everybody can play and everybody be happy. No one needs to be alone. And it's not the way it works.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely
hard to
different in the
see.
animal kingdom.
What?
It's definitely different. Oh shoot, my phone's going dead.
Do you want to know what they
Damn.
found? They actually found, and the scientists are trying to prove this. Like when they've watched lions and stuff like that in the wild, they've watched them and they've watched the antelope, and they watch the antelope nearly go limp. They're thinking life force leaves them the minute they're caught. They don't even know they're getting hurt. They have no idea.
Oh.
They have no idea they're already out of there.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
Well, you know, nature's nature. I mean, that's a thing.
they know
Like,
that they're
there's
there. They've
doesn't mean
come
you
for
have
a
to be.
reason. They know a lot of animals know they've come for a reason. A lot of it is that we've lost the honoring and the respect and the treatment for them. I mean, when people had originally did this, they would treat them well. They would be kind to them. They would nurture them. They were part of the household, but they were also part of the food chain. And they knew this, but
Yeah.
they treated them well. That stopped, and animals aren't appreciating that anymore. They want to be appreciated. And that whole thing, like when we used to say prayers over our food, yeah, be grateful and do an honoring for that animal. because they gave up their
Yeah.
life, and humans aren't quite ready yet to go totally vegetarian. You do need, our bodies haven't changed enough yet. So in some instances you can get away with it, but sometimes you do need it, and just say thank you. And they're honored to do that. Mother Earth has done everything in her power to support us. Not that we're
Mm-hmm.
better, but we needed to catch up.
Oh yeah. You know, we're behind.
And
I
we
mean, we
needed
can
to
learn a
catch up.
lot.
And then we thought we were better. And the Bible started that when they said that man was above animals. Because at one point when all this started, everybody lived together.
Well, we
We
are
all
animals. We're
kinds of,
just animals that are higher thinking. That's the only difference between us and them is that we're higher thinking.
I don't know if we're higher thinking or
I
just,
say that loosely.
yeah.
I say that
We
loosely.
have a different take on reality. Well, the thing is that the more
Exactly.
we learned, we started dismissing, and then we were taught to dismiss this. That's where all the pagan stuff was just, they went around the world to get rid of that, to sever that connection with Mother Earth. You know, every indigenous culture, and there's one around everywhere around the world, they destroyed all through Europe and the United States here and in South America were the last places they got to.
Yeah.
And they were managed to save a lot of that information. And people hid behind the churches, but still kept the information over there. So a lot of that's coming out from the Druids and other learnings that they had. And thank God people saved that and kept it, because we would not know a lot of the stuff we know now.
Yeah.
It's actually helping us. And the animals taught us. The animals taught us what to eat when we were.
Well, they were here first. We watched them. That's how we know
And
half of the stuff that's safe to even touch. Just because if the deer
yes,
can eat it, well, you know, we
and we learned
probably could
can't eat what
survive
birds
that.
eat. But yes, they
Yeah.
followed the mammals, and that's how man learned to hunt. If you
Mm-hmm.
notice, everything is shaped like a claw.
Yep. Because that's
That's
all
how
we
we
had to
learned.
teach us. You know, we had to look to. We were primitive around things that we would say were primitive, but were actually better than us because they could survive. Me and my friend B were talking about that, about because we were talking about the indigenous people who live in that island who want nothing to do with us. And some people say they're primitive. And I said, but really? I said, I wonder if you take those people that say they're primitive and switch places with them and see how well they survive, how primitive they are, because we're given everything.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
here's
mean,
the
literally
thing.
everything's a touch of a button. Our meat's processed. We don't have to do shit. We don't even have to light a fire. We gotta let a flame in a lighter.
Well,
So
the
who's
difference
really
between them
primitive?
and us, they're happy.
Exactly. And they're doing very well just like they are. They don't need any of this. We've become very
No.
dependent on all of this and we've lost touch with everything. They have not. So I'm really, who's the one that would survive? Well, it wouldn't be us, the majority of us, you know. So who's really primitive in the thinking? They still love nature, they respect nature, their ecosystem is thriving, they're doing very well. They have no problems. They're not
And,
killing off. They're not putting nuclear waste and they're not destroying their environment. They're
oh,
doing quite well and flourishing. Yet
and they're not
we're all
destroying
sick.
anybody else.
You know, yeah, we're all sick, dying, poisoning the earth. We're doing all the things for our advancement, for our non-primitive life. Yet they're all very healthy and, you know, wealthy in their own right. Whatever. You know, like, so I really, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I think our higher thinking selves thinks too highly of ourselves.
Yeah, well, a lot of
We've
these
become,
cultures actually live in a decent environment. You kind of couldn't live like that so well up here when it gets cold. It gets pretty tough.
Yeah,
yeah,
There are other
like
ways to
0 degrees.
yeah. There's a
yeah.
happy medium here with all of us. I don't I don't know which way this world is going. It's just that people most of it's an attitude adjustment. We need to accept ourselves and just realize that we're all different for a reason. We're not supposed to be like anyone else.
Mm-mm. We all bring something to the party,
Absolutely.
you
We
know.
all look different. We all think differently. You know this. You can have five people standing there looking at the same thing and they'll all describe it differently. And it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And it's okay. I
yeah.
can't imagine a world full of me. I would
Oh
get
God,
so,
it would be so boring. It'd be
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It would just be so boring. It'd be insufferable. I couldn't. Everybody's gray. Everything's gray.
I wouldn't mind
Uh-uh.
meeting another me.
Well, I like me too, but I mean, if you think about it, if you were the only person you had to talk to, you'd run out of things to say, wouldn't you?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. I don't know. But what do you think then about, let's say, like dogs that run away from home?
Well, they don't always run away. Sometimes they're just following their noses.
Yeah.
It's something within them. They're smelling things, and animals that aren't fixed, that goes on the breeze, honey. That travels for miles.
Yeah.
The spring, the sights, the smell, they get all excited and they forget. Not all of them run away. Some of them are just excited to just go do stuff because they
I
don't
feel like
mean
we
to.
were all with.
And sometimes cats will leave. Cats do leave because they'd like to be of service. And if they can't do what they need to do there, they go find someone else who needs them. Do you know
Oh,
what I mean? Cats choose you. You don't get to choose the cat.
I believe
Yeah.
that. I believe my
Yeah.
little cat here chose me.
Yep.
Yeah.
My last one
See,
chose me as well. But yes, they choose you. They don't always. Sometimes they tolerate you, but if they stay there and they love you, it's because it's their choice as well.
yeah, she's
Like
very
them.
tolerant of me. She's loving her life right now.
Yeah, and you want to know what? Cats travel. They're with you all the time, and they are very good transmuters of energy.
Oh, I miss my kitty. I
I
miss
miss
him
mine
so
too,
much.
in
I
the
just,
worst way. And you want to know what? I was working with a newborn kitten the other day, and this little the second I worked with the 2 days in a row, and then once I made that connection, I can work at it from home. It's not a problem. That little remembered me from the day before and put him in my hands. He's a week old and started to purr.
Aw.
aw,
It went right to my heart and I started crying. That's what happens when the
oh,
angels come in and that love comes in. That'll bring me to tears every time. Not that
mm,
I'm sad. It's just, it's that
yeah,
it's overwhelming. It happens a lot. And I hadn't expected a week old kitten to purr.
Yeah, me
I didn't,
neither.
that's me.
I didn't think they did that soon. And I
Me
don't
either.
know. I'm like, and it was really soft and he was just purring. And I'm like,
Aw.
wow. Just wow. Yeah.
Birds, I cut tickets. I just love that is
But the little one should be okay now. It was having an issue, but it should be all right.
good.
It was
I miss
it
Yeah.
my
was
kitty.
I
I
didn't
wish I
think they
could
did
give him
that.
that.
I didn't think they did that. But I actually teach a class and you can help your animals. I teach a class on how to it's energy touch, like a massage therapy. It's a way to do this. It actually hits all the pressure points, the acupressure points and the
Okay.
releases, and fills up their chakras and gets them. Animals are like sponges and they suck up our energy and they suck up everyone else's. They don't always, they're not always able to release it, and they can't help it. It's just being around. They pick it up
Yeah,
from everywhere. I mean, you
yeah.
felt it. The energy shift, and you can pick up somebody else's stuff. It's not even yours, and you've got to tune in a couple of times a day to check. Okay, where's this coming from?
Yep.
And get it off you. Well, animals aren't always able to do that for themselves. And I can
Sorry,
say
I'm having a hot flash.
that's
Oh.
all right. Hi.
Yeah,
Hmm.
But I'm
yeah, I'm
teaching
over
that,
it.
and it helps keep them healthy and safe. It's an amazing
Yeah.
way to do this. And they need to get grounded. Sometimes they can't do that either, even with all four on the floor. They need help with that.
So
So,
now,
oh,
do you offer healings for animals, like sessions that people could bring their animals to you and you can
Yeah.
heal them?
Or I can go to them. Doesn't matter. Or they can meet me. We're sometimes work out of Best of Health. Rosie's Best of Health
Yeah.
on Delaware and Tonawanda. I will meet people there as well.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet, but I want to go. But
yeah, and the animals, 90% of the time, they were having me work on their humans. So I do offer sessions for humans, and I do that. Everything I do is multidimensional. It's
it's a
hard
trip.
to explain. but I don't heal you. I just
You're the facilitator.
yeah, I kind of yeah.
Yeah, like us with our cards or with our Reiki, we're like a facilitator. We're the
Yeah.
conduit, so to speak.
Pretty much.
But it,
Actually
you
I
know,
create I just give you the
it's
energy and your body knows
intuition.
what to do with it. You just all you need to
Yeah.
do is accept what's coming.
Yep.
I can help you do that.
Yeah. But there is something to be said for us as conduits. There's a
Yeah.
reason, whether it be our intuition or our connection to
Yeah,
that
too.
realm or whatever
I channel
that
lots.
makes us.
There is so much that I
Pardon?
do. It's hard to explain. But a lot of times, what you just I help you align, get yourself adjusted, get yourself back on track, and just
Yeah.
general good health. I mean, there's things. Animals are easier in some ways because they know what's coming and they'll accept it or not, and they're very honest about it. I mean, my
Yeah.
own dog just looked at me and said, "No, Mama, I gotta go. I can't do this." And that was devastating to me. With what I've done for others, I couldn't do for my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
rough.
it's one of those things, and it's the same thing. And I work on me all the time, and it's a constant thing to stay that way, to release my own stuff. And I
Yeah.
help people release their own. In order for us, we got to clear and cleanse. And when we're working on people, we pick up their stuff.
Hmm.
You can't
Yeah.
help it. And yeah,
No, it's instant. Even if, the minute I meet somebody, I know, like I can feel, you just know the second if they're troubled, if, and you almost know the different kind of trouble. Like, well, it's not, it's just, you're a conduit and it's literally instantly like, but then you also know when it's important to stay away from people and,
I got a lie
it's really
detector to
nice.
beat the band, but yeah.
Yeah. And what's funny is I do too, but I still give people chances because I cannot help myself.
Well,
I
you
want,
get one. You
you
get
know,
one.
you want to, you want to
You get
believe
one
in people.
chance.
You
That's
want
it.
to, yeah. But even though
I
you're
will
setting
never
yourself
hurt
up for
them or be
failure.
rude or be anything. It just,
Yeah. But there's been many times when I've struck up friendships with people and my red flags are like, no, and I'm like, no, I'm going to give them a chance. Prove me wrong. Hasn't
see,
happened
when you
yet.
don't listen to yourself, you get their reality check stinks.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I try not to. I try to really just tap into it and just be
Well,
open to people and open to relationships. And I always, well, not regret it, but I always look back and say, you knew better. But I'll always try. I'm going to die trying. I don't think
you know what?
I
Here's
was,
the thing: when people are ready, they'll come to you. You can't
yeah.
fix.
Oh, they do. They do.
When they're ready, they'll do it. But in the meantime, there's lots of people in this world. We're not meant to be friends with everybody. We kind of can't
No,
help it. But we
it's
do
just
need to be.
unfortunate.
But you don't have to be everybody's best friend. But you do need to
Mhm.
be kind and respectful. Period. To
It's
everybody.
hard when you already know the end game, though. You're like, I don't want to waste my energy. I don't want to go through all this nonsense. You have to, because there's a
Yeah.
purpose or
Sometimes you do.
whatever.
Sometimes you're in
You know,
situations where that needs to be accomplished, but there's ways to do it.
yeah. And you learn,
You do.
but
You do learn.
I don't think I'll ever not try to help people. I accepted a long time ago that either they're going to come, they're going to go. They're going to come, they're going to go. It's just the way it is. That's just the way my life is. Some stick for the most part. I mean, there's a few here and there, like stick like flypaper. Something about me they like. But for the most part, I'm just kind of like oh, I need help. And then they come see me and then they go back on their marriage. And I'm fine with that. But it took a long time to be fine with that.
Well, I help
You
when
know.
I can, and I always have.
Yeah.
I've done that since I can remember, and I don't ask for anything in return. I just do what I
No.
can and do it when I can.
Oh, yeah. The
Nothing else I
reward
can
though
do.
that we get for it is worth it. It's not. I don't want anything in return because what my
Yeah.
energy gives me is enough. You know what I mean? I feel fine about that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
You just, the thing is you just, you need to be careful so you don't hurt yourself.
yeah, totally. Right, Jen? Fur?
Yep. The fur. Right.
Doing really good. Because you hate Jen. I'm not Jen. So,
I know. You're so
So
quiet today, Jen. What else would you like to know, honey?
I'm just listening. I'm trying to limit my talking because my jaw hurts a little, but I'm listening. It's a very interesting conversation. Do you ever feel overwhelmed? And, when people have to give away their pets because they're having a baby or they got in a relationship or they have a new roommate or they had to move, do you ever want to just grab all the pets and just bring them right to your house?
Oh, honey, I'd be one of those people on the news unable to take care of them. Yes.
Aw.
Well, that's what happens with a lot of these people. They call them hoarders, they call them this, and then people are upset because they couldn't take care. Well, the thing is these people, their hearts are wide open, and they
yeah.
take everything they can, and then they don't know what to do when they can't keep up anymore, and they don't have the heart
Yeah.
to get rid of them. They don't want to hurt them, and they don't want to do that to them again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see it all the time. It's not easy. That's why I don't go to the SPCA and I don't
No.
volunteer.
Yeah,
It
that's very
hurts.
hard.
Well,
Mm.
it's been a long time since I do that, and I will help with the rescues. I'll do help with fundraising and stuff like that. But no, I had to stop. It gets too much.
Yeah.
They all want to come
Yeah.
home, and then the thing is they break their hearts when I tell them I can't.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I can't do this. I
Yeah.
don't want to hurt them like that. When we used to go to Florida, in Florida they were more lax in the pet shops, and they would have birds out on perches. Honey, I didn't realize back then, but I would walk through the store and the birds would jump off and land on me. They'd want to come
Oh,
home with me.
That's awesome. I love birds.
Oh, it's wonderful, but it breaks your heart because you can't do
Yeah.
this, and you actually see the hurt on their faces when you tell them I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't bring you home.
Yeah.
so
I hate going into the pet stores and
hard.
seeing the ferrets and stuff and the animals caged up. I just feel like animals should be free. I don't put leashes or collars on my, unless I take them out for a walk, but they don't walk around. Even the cat. Like, I just feel
In
like,
this environment, they can't be free. They get hurt, and you're the
yeah,
only protection they have between themselves and the rest of the world.
yeah,
They just don't get the concept. And I had to explain something to a deer one time. We were Debbie and I, Debbie Ellen. Debbie and I were driving down a country road after an event. And it was one of those really narrow roads where you barely can one lane each. And it was like this. I'm like, okay, very dark,
yeah.
very dark. And I'm looking up ahead. I went down the thing and I come up and I see these like orange lights going. I said, oh, are those fireflies? And I'm doing that. No, it was deer. There was their lights and the car was I never had a straight line. I tried to stop and I couldn't stop and they were in the road and I'm like arguing with this deer. I'm like, get out of the road, get out of the road.
yeah.
And he's standing there challenging me. He said, why are you challenging me? Finally got the car to stop. I said, and I was explaining to him, I'm doing this, trying to swerve the car and talking to this deer at the same time. And Deb's laughing. She's in the seat next to me. And I'm like, and he didn't understand. And I'm like, what? I don't want to hurt you. There are humans inside this vehicle and it's very difficult to stop. And I don't want to hurt you. And he looked at me. He stood there in front of my car while I'm telling him this. And he went, oh, sorry, and ducked his head and then walked across the road. He thought the vehicle was a being trying to challenge him for his female.
You calling me out?
Pretty much.
Deer's gonna yelp up.
And I said, we can't stop and nobody wants to hurt you, so you need to stay out of the road. Do you want to know, after that, I saw very little road cut along the throughway and anywhere I was driving after that. So the word gets out there. The animals put the word out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
I think that they can all understand each other. I think I was just telling Beck this. We were just talking about this not long ago. And I said, I really think that dogs and cats understand each other and all the animals can understand each other. Like my bird and my cats, they get each other because my bird keeps all these cats in line. And I think they all get each other, and we're the dumb ones because we don't. I mean, I understand my
You're
cats. I
lucky
know
that
them.
yours do. You're lucky that yours do. Sometimes you get personality mixes that don't mix in a household.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got very
So-
lucky with that. And there are times when the bird knows he needs to be afraid because that cat wants to eat him, and he knows the cat
Yeah.
wants to eat him. Do you understand? Same thing
Yeah.
with a dog. I had somebody's golden. They came in the house and tried to eat my bird, and my golden never touched her. She would sleep on my golden, but when they brought theirs in, she went right after the bird.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my bird, if I could make a guess, this is how I feel. My bird is 15 years old, and she lived with somebody before me for 13 years, and she was just recently rehomed with me, and she was supposed to be my husband's bird, but she took a liking to me, and I think she kind of rules the house now because she doesn't want the cats hanging out with me because she's decided she owns me. So if I'm holding one of my cats and petting the cat, she'll come over and land on my shoulder and then, threaten the cat. The cats usually run away because they know that she can beat their ass. But so Jessica says that she had.
That's not it. I mean, one swipe, and that cat could kill her. They know they run. It's out of respect. They don't want to cause the problems. They just go.
Yeah.
It's just not worth the effort.
Well, my older two cats are kind of like, oh God, another thing, because I'm bringing in rescue things a lot. So I think my other cats are like, oh my God.
Another
But
one.
my kitten is like, wow, look at that, it flies. Oh my goodness. Woo, the kitten right here.
Yeah. Yeah, if
People
they
up.
wanted to, they could do some damage, but they're just allowing it. You just got to be. It's not that your cats are afraid; they're just being respectful, and they're very loving. Quite honestly, because
They're very spoiled.
well, they allow
They're
other things to come in the
sweet.
house without damage and without being worried about
That's right. Rambo did that. Rambo let the other things, and so did Minna. When Doxy used to, Minna was a mixed breed Pekingese Pomeranian, so she had she looked like a Lhasa Apso. So she had just fur everywhere, but her face was really stupid furry, right? And her quivers were just big bunches of fur. And Doxy, our ferret, used to jump up and latch on to the fur, not her skin. And she used to carry this ferret. She'd be trying to shake her off there. It's like, nope. And then but she tolerated her. Min allowed these ferrets who ran her ragged and drove her nuts to come in and live with her and climb on her and do all the things. And so did Tom. Very accepting, very loving. But Minna was nuts in her own way. She was just a crazy dog. But Doxy, she met her match. Doxy would go up and hit you, touch your feet. She'd be like, I'm going to bite you. So this is the only warning you're getting. So she'd come up and she would touch your foot. And then the next touch was her teeth. And you would just hear your feet, the bones in your feet crunching.
Oh,
and you're like, oh my God. And what are you going to do to this tiny little ferret?
Boy.
Oh, she was so ratchet, man. She was the best ferret. I loved her so much. She was probably the coolest ferret we've owned. We've had about 12 ferrets. But she was just a ratchet little thing. She's mean. When she came here, she came out biting, literally. Flew out of the cage, biting, ready to attack. Yeah, she put everyone in the room. But she came from.
They're more fierce than the males are.
They're apex predators. They're brutal. They'll decimate a population. People they think they're rats, and they're not. They're actually very intelligent carnivores that will just absolutely decimate a population of rabbits in 10 minutes.
They will destroy the rabbit population.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. They're brutal, but her and Mitz, they came together. They were sisters. They came from a house that had 12, what are them damn Jack Russell Terriers, and 20 cats or something. So the cats hate the Jack Russells, and the Jack Russells hate the cats, and the Jack Russells are constantly chasing the ferrets because they had how many ferrets? 7 ferrets or something like that.
That's funny because that's what Jack Russells were bred to chase.
Ferrets. Well, she came with a broken tail.
Foxes.
Yeah, I mean, I see. They literally had to fight for survival. Like they literally had to fight. So no, it's no wonder she came out
Oh,
fight
dear
now,
God,
mixed
the
with
household had a
doll.
food chain.
But they broke her tail, so she probably just submitted after that. She's like, "Oh my God, you're gonna kill me if I don't be good," you know. But Doxy, we named her Doxy because she bit. And you remember the little creatures from Harry Potter that lived in the curtains? They were called Doxies. I was like, that is perfect.
It's like the scene out of it.
Seriously, she was literally airborne, just going from one to the other. And Joe's like, I'm not sure. And I said, she's ours. She'll break it. She never got nice. She was always a ratchet, mean little thing. But she was the best ferret ever. She was so cool. Yeah, she did. Yeah. I mean, they're all great. Like, they're all great. I hate even saying that out loud because I feel like they hear me. They're like, oh, well, you like Doxy, but you know, what about the rest of us? I'm like, but it ain't like that. You know, she was just clever and cool. You know, and I loved them all though, in their own.
Dogs don't.
Cats do that. You can see Rambo
Okay,
judging me.
so Jessica posted this. Well, she texted it to me before she got to put it on here, but she says that she had a 13-year-old cat that got really, really sick, and it's over a couple messages here. And
yeah, I was watching them come up.
Yeah, so the cat got really, really sick. She made an appointment to have the cat euthanized, and just before the day came where she was supposed to take the cat to have him euthanized, the cat ran away, and she never saw the cat again. And she thinks that the cat left because it was going to hurt her too much to have the cat euthanized. So she wants to know what your thought on that.
Yeah, they'll do that. That's exactly it. They will do that to save her the agony. She was agonizing over letting her go. So the cat made the decision and took off.
Yeah.
And she passed. It was too hard for her. So she did that out of love and respect. But yeah.
That's so sad. Oh my God.
That's sad. That's sad. That's the most loving thing you can do for someone.
Seriously.
She loved her so much. She saved her the agony and the guilt.
Well, yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's beautiful. Absolutely
it really
beautiful.
is.
It was devastating that she
really
left, but she left to save her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other
it's going to make me cry.
Well, the other thing is she took off because she didn't want to be remembered for being dead. She wanted to be remembered for being alive.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense too.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
She wanted to be remembered in a good way.
Yeah.
And so I tell you, don't celebrate death. You celebrate the birthday.
Well, there you go, Jessica. I hope you got your answer, and I'm crying. So.
Aww. I think it's wonderful.
No, it happens a lot when I'm working with them. I get a lot of end-of-life calls, and that's what they want people to remember. They don't want them sad that they died. They don't want their whole life and the time that they spent with you to be relegated to that one hurtful event
moment
when you left.
Yeah.
They don't want that. They want you to remember the good times. They want you to remember them in a good way.
Yeah.
Is it true? Is it true that they stay with us spiritually?
Yeah. A lot of times they do.
So
sometimes they'll go and be reborn. They have another job to do. But a lot of times they're still there. I know mine are.
Because I know after Rainbow passed away, I felt him come on the bed. You know how you learn your animal's way of jumping on beds when you're sitting on, their motions. And the one day I was in the bedroom alone and I felt them. And,
They tell you they come back that they're okay to let you know.
Yeah. Oh, he was there. It was wonderful, but I miss him. I mourned him. Oh my God, I mourned him. It was so bad. It was just such bad.
I know.
Oh God, it was devastating. It just killed me. Like I literally felt my heart break. I'd never actually felt that kind of real pain before. Like where I literally felt the strings in my heart break. It was unbearable.
But then they all do.
Jessica says she's crying too.
Aww.
Honey, yeah, just
Jessica, you wouldn't have loved you.
Release it. There's no guilt. There's no harm, honey.
What'd you say, baby? No mitts. I know. You see your eyebrows.
So we should probably talk about your healings so that if anybody wants to go and find you so that, you can
Yeah.
help heal their animals.
All right.
Let me ask you one question. If somebody, okay, well, I guess this is true. I already know because you did it with me with my cat. If you're talking to the human, you already know what's happening with the animal that might not be with the human when you're talking to them. Kind of like you did with me with my cat. You relayed a message from her.
Yeah.
And that also had, well, me and David both were like hysterically crying because we were
Aw,
on the way to the vet to have her euthanized, and he was holding
yeah.
her while I had the phone, and you were, relaying the message she was telling us.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing about it, well, not sad, I guess it was happy. So we took her to the vet, and she had been so sick. That's why I finally made the call that she had to, because we rescued her. And I wanted her to have a good life. I knew she wasn't going to live long, but I didn't want her to die at PetSmart,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but when we were getting ready to take her to the vet, that's when we called you, and you relayed the message from her to us. And you also said that you were going to make her transition very easy. I'm going to start crying.
Aw.
Well, yeah. Took her pain away, honey.
Well, you did it. It made it very
Aw.
easy. She actually stopped breathing right before she went in and had the shot. She just slowly, they still gave her the shot just because that's what we
Yeah.
were there for.
She
But it
needed,
all was
well,
so smooth.
there was a few things,
Oh,
and she needed a few things confirmed, and you needed your messages. But yeah, it was beautiful. There was so
it
much love with
is.
that little honey.
She was wonderful. And you took
So,
her in and you saved her and you gave her a life of comfort and spoiled rotten.
Well,
Your
it's not even
cats
that.
are.
well,
She,
look,
no,
No,
she
I
was
spoil
loved.
mine.
Cats,
I
they don't
spoil them, I
care.
know.
They
But
don't
that's what they're here for. They're here for companionship and love, and they're here to
just
spoil
love,
and take care of.
love. I
Yeah.
well,
remember
that
one
was it.
night.
I just wanted her to feel that she was loved because she was with the family for 14
That's all
years
she
that
wanted.
surrendered her.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
All
she
she
felt
needed.
love.
She
yeah.
just needed. She just needed. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So,
That's what she needed you to know.
oh yeah, so Jessica's saying about her cat, she raised him, bottle fed him, because him and his sisters were abandoned by their mother. So,
No.
so in any case, let me pull myself together. Um, so if anybody wants to reach out to you for animal healings, where
Yeah.
can they reach you? Do you have a Facebook page? Do
Right
you?
now, I have. Can you see my card?
Yep. Why don't you take a picture of that and you can, what's wrong?
Is it clear? I can't
What?
tell.
What's wrong with
No,
Pippy?
move it over a little bit to my left. Yep.
What's
Keep
wrong with
going.
Pippy?
A little bit more.
She
Up.
what?
Yeah, perfect.
Is it clear?
Can you pick her
Yeah,
up?
I'm trying to see right now. I got no eyeballs. Let me put them on.
Yeah, why don't you take a picture
Yes,
of
you
that
can
and
see
post
it.
it to our Virgo page on
I
Facebook?
posted it.
Can't take a picture on my phone. Hang on, I can.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's my email. Right now, Facebook and website are in progress. So I don't have those right now. It's just my email. And you can call
What
me
you
on the
doing,
phone.
baby?
Yeah, that's good. They can get in touch with you.
Yes.
Come here, baby. What's wrong?
That'll work.
Okay. So this is
Aw.
Who you got?
this is my
Uh,
Epiphany, and Epiphany is the one that probably has the ear infection, like you were saying. So I'm going to take her into. I don't know if she's even going to make it.
Why
But
you
we're
say that?
taking her in not
yeah,
next
you're
week,
right.
but the week after to the vet. That's as soon as they could get her in. And I don't know. Oh, she's purring. Oh, she's purring.
Aw,
Mhm.
But Piffy's been with me for a really super long time. And
You feel her shift?
what do you mean? I know she's purring now.
wow, I love her, dude. Wow. Sometimes people just rock and roll, man. They're just cool.
So
Yep.
I
She
don't
just
know.
relaxed against you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just sent her a dose. She's
she's not. She's still a little tense. I can feel her being tense, but
oh, hi, honey. How are you?
Hey,
No, you're
David.
fine. You just need some medicine.
Hello, how is everybody?
Everybody's
Hi.
good. How about yourself?
so, but
No,
yeah.
you just
So we
need
have
some
an appointment
medicine,
to
honey.
take her in to get her the antibiotics. But I don't know if she's.
Oh, Jennifer, stop talking about losing her. She's like, is she gonna take me in and like she did with the other one? I'm like, no, you're just going to get some medicine.
Yeah.
Like the other one?
That's
Am
why
I
she
gonna
got
come
all
home?
tense because you said you didn't, don't talk like that. When they're here, just appreciate them and love them for who they are. Don't plan, don't think about it. Let it go, because they're like, they live in the moment, honey. They don't want to hear that stuff. And all it does is depress them. Like, is that all I am to you? I'm right here. Love me now.
Aw.
You understand? Don't.
Every year, she said.
Everybody, a lot of that happens when animals start to get older and people start thinking, well, what am I going to do when this happens? Well, stop thinking about it because it's not happening.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Just, they'll know and
Yeah.
they will let you know.
You're just gonna let them live.
As to when time
let
to
them
go.
live till they die. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You just bring them into your life and you just let them live until they don't live anymore.
Uh-huh.
That's how I've always done it, and it's just the way I feel strongly.
All you do is make yourself sick, and then they have to do more healing on you. So stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
In the meantime, just love them and enjoy them. That's all.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's
She's done.
even if they,
Yeah, I've been doing Reiki on her.
That's what she wanted you to hear. Okay, got it?
Yeah, I got it. No, he just said when he just came in, he said Epiphany's not moving, and he didn't think that she was breathing. That's why I said, can you pick her up and bring her here? So, but then she was purring, so.
She was like, I was sleeping. Our ferrets do that. They go into a dead sleep, and they call it a dead sleep because it's literally like they're dead. Like you can barely even see them breathing. And Joe starts wigging out every time he grabs one. He starts flopping around like it's a wet noodle. He's like, and then he comes, they wake up and he's like, son of a, I was sleeping, man. You can almost hear him. What is the point of what you just did to me, And the ferret, because they don't do it, they do it, but they don't do it like, at least mine don't do it very often. So Joe just panics. I'm like, honey, he's in a dead sleep. Oh my God, he's not in a dead. I'm like, he's in a just leaving sleep. So funny. And he just they're like noodles. They're just furry noodles, So here he is, like a pancake. And I'm like, will you just let the thing sleep? It's so cute. Watch him panic like that.
Yes.
They're sleeping.
We can
So
with your pets, and I can
take go badly. They don't go peacefully.
So you do have a Facebook page or a website that people can get a hold of you to do a healing on their animal?
No.
We can post your email on the group.
Yeah.
She said she has an email right now. She's working on her Facebook page. So we can post her email in the group.
Okay.
Here.
That way they can get a hold of her through the email if they want.
Is it on there now?
Okay. Well, take a picture of that and post a picture to our Facebook page. Okay.
On the Two Virgos page?
Yep. Do that. And then, so you'll be able to, even if people are out of state, because we have people from out of New York State who are watching this. So.
Oh, great.
You'll be able to heal those pets too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the humans. I've done it all over the world, actually.
All over the world. That's awesome. I'm so glad that we got to talk to you. I'm sorry.
It's been so great. We got to do this again because there's questions. There's so much more.
When I get the Virgo page back set up the right way so that we can chat on Facebook, do you want to come back and talk to us a little bit more?
Yeah.
We'll have a more organized.
Yeah, I'll let you know when the book's
It would be
done.
great. We could talk about service dogs. We could talk about I think there's just so much more as far as animals go in their relation to us that we could just dive into.
Yeah, and you have so much information. And the thing is, I know you don't know Lynn, but when you're around her, you can feel this coming off of her. You can feel the energy, her healing energy coming off of her. when you're
That's
just
awesome.
standing next to her.
That's
So
awesome.
hopefully sometime you guys can meet in person.
All right, ladies, hang
Oh,
on.
that'd be
Let me do
great.
this. Just hang on. I'm gonna blow you a kiss. Just
Okay.
Right
Yeah,
there,
we
hug.
gotta wrap this up.
an energetic hug. Here you go.
What time is it? Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you.
What?
She just blew us a kiss. Thank you.
Oh.
I got it.
Oh.
Energetic
you.
hug. Just
Appreciate
I feel
that.
it. You can send it to Jessica too. Jessica, you get some of that
Yeah.
too. Because I'm
What?
feeling what she was feeling over her cat. And I'm like,
I'm sorry. My son just asked me a question.
what?
Oh.
about this?
No.
Oh. Okay. All
No.
right, Lynn. So
Okay, we're gonna handle this in the mother zone over here when this is over. This is going bad.
Give your babies a hug. And
Yeah.
cosmic hugs to both of you. When I see you, I'll get you for real. But in the meantime,
Yes.
take
It
care.
was
and
so
we'll
great.
talk
Thanks for
again.
coming on the show. It was such a great
Yeah, thank you.
conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah,
for
I look
inviting
forward to
me.
the next
I had a
one.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have you if you're
Great.
fine with it, we'll invite you back.
Oh yeah.
Anytime.
You're awesome.
Yes. Awesome. Yes.
Take care
Awesome.
and,
For me.
get some rest, Jen.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
rest my jaw.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, everybody,
All right.
our Virgo friends, thank you for joining
everybody
us tonight.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
So we will be
Bye.
back. What is Tuesday's date next week? So we will be back next Tuesday, July 14th at 6 p.m. And I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out. And hopefully we'll be on Facebook. If we're not going to be on Facebook, then pop over and you can please like and share what you see here on my YouTube page. Like, share. Thank you.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
God bless. We'll see you guys later. Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.